I am a trained and certified mediator. I am a trained facilitator as well. And I am here to share some knowledge that has benefited me with the hope that it might benefit you as well. If you are unaware of what a mediator is basically a third party that helps two or more people understand each other better to improve their relationship in order to avoid a complete fallout. Previously, I talked about making value-aligned decisions and solutions. Right now, I'm going to talk about the difference between dialogue and debate. To define debate, I don't think I have to say very much. Debate is basically two people going back and forth to prove who's right or who's wrong, to prove who has the better point of view. To define dialogue, I'm going to turn to the iceberg. On top of the iceberg, you see things like positions and conclusions. For the part of the iceberg that is underwater, you see things like experiences, beliefs, pain, everything that has led to that position and conclusion. Everybody has positions and conclusions on a number of subjects: race, religion, gender, politics, but we rarely take the time to understand the experiences, the beliefs, the education, the influences that led a person to those positions and conclusions. So, with dialogue, you're not going back and forth with a person to prove that you have the better positions and conclusions. No, that's not what you're doing. Dialogue is an exchange. You are exchanging your two icebergs. You're introducing each other to your positions and conclusions and points of view, and you're talking to each other about everything that led to those positions, conclusions, and points of view. That's everything at the bottom of the iceberg that you don't see. People come from different backgrounds. They come from different worlds. And a lot of the times we hear a person present their opinion, their position, their conclusion, and then we say, "What? That's ridiculous," and we attack them instead of trying to find out how they arrived to their opinion, to their position, to their conclusion. So, with dialogue, you might change a person's mind, you might influence their thinking, but it's not a goal. You're not trying to hammer something into someone. I think that communities need to have more dialogue. I think people in relationships need to have more dialogue. Right now I'm going to read a quote by Celeste Headley that I found to be very interesting and pertains to what I'm talking about. Celeste Headley said that the attempt to change somebody's mind is the death of good conversation, because basically you're changing the power dynamic. You're putting yourself at a higher level than the other person. You're putting yourself at the level of lecturer or teacher or professor, and you're gonna teach them where they're wrong and show them how you're right, and therefore change their mind. So, instead of trying to change a person's mind by arguing with them and debating with them, have dialogue instead. Remember, exchange each other's icebergs. It is through dialogue that you might influence their thinking and maybe change their mind.